everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Camille, and if you guys are new here, I read and review Christian and clean fiction. Today, I'm going to be telling you about the 26 books I want to read in 2026, or you could think of it as kind of like my 2026 TBR. So we're going to jump right in. Some of these books are on here because I've either been wanting to read them for a long time, they've been sitting on my bookshelf for a long time, or I saw them and I was just like, I want to read this book. That happens a lot. So the first book that is on our list is Shield of Shadow by C.F.E. Black. This is a prequel novella to her Scepter and Crown series. It is about, well, the little Goodreads description says Alanya Baron is tired of living a secluded life apart from society, hiding her magic from watching eyes. When a nobleman offers Allie the chance to train as a master sorcerer, secrets hidden in her past will come to light, and she'll have to fight to keep her safety and guard her heart. That's all I really know about it. I've had this series by CFE Black on my want to read list for a long time. So the second book that's on this list is Blade of Ash, which is book 1, not book 2 in the series. And if I like it, hopefully I can read the rest of the series as well. The next book on the list is The Soul Mark by J.J. Fischer. And this book is about Selah, and she is sentenced to death for the accidental killing of a wealthy, well-connected man. But instead of being killed right away, she's offered another option: to be stripped of her soul and sentenced to a lifetime exile on Azazel, the vast prison island. There's also a guard named Caleb, and it's their story. So I have book 1, The Soul Mark, and book 2, Carver of Souls. That duology is on my list. I'm trying to read J.J. Fischer 2.0 this year. I only have 4 of her books left. So the other 2 is the Darcentaria duology, I think. Who knows? The sword in his hand, and then the book 2 is The Secret of Fire. And this duology is about, there's several different characters. I started this book a long time ago, but I didn't ever finish it. There's several different characters. They are flying a plane. They're running away from the horrors of World War II. And they find an undiscovered medieval world when their plane crashes in the Bermuda Triangle. That's all I need to know. So that's interesting. Okay. And then I have Tainted and Awakened. And these are books 1 and 2 of the Soul Chronicles by Morgan L. Busse. And this is another duology. And I think this is kind of a reimagining of Frankenstein, is what I've heard. What happens when your soul dies? Kat is one of the first women chosen to attend the Tower Academy of Sciences, but she carries a secret. She can twist the natural laws of science. She has no idea where this ability came from, only that every time she loses control and unleashes this power, it kills part of her soul. If she doesn't find a cure soon, her soul will die and she will become something else entirely. If I can read that duology, I have to finish the Ravenwood Saga, and I have to finish the Follower of the Word trilogy, and then I will have read all of Morgan L. Busse's books, so that would be awesome. The next book on the list is A Menagerie of Dragons by Christina Baehr. This is book 1 in the Gilded Age of Dragons series, like a companion series to The Secrets of Ormdale, and I've actually already read this book, and I gave it 4 stars, and I'll talk more about it in my February wrap-up, but it follows kind of the younger generation of Ormdale that was in the first book. The next 2 books are the ending of a trilogy, Unraveling and Unbreakable by Sara. I read Unblemished a while ago, and I remember really loving it, and I need to read it again before I try to read these 2. I don't know what I can say about these 2 except for it's like a portal fantasy. think it's a portal fantasy. I'm not sure. See, I need to reread it. I don't know. Okay, and then the next two on the list, a lot of these I'm finishing series. Can you tell I'm in the middle of series and I just want to get them finished? The Monster in the Hollows and The Warden and the Wolf King by Andrew Peterson. These are books 3 and 4 in the Wingfeather saga, and I need to finish them. But I've heard how heartbreaking the last book is, and that's why I've been putting it off. But I just need to finish it, get it over with. Just do it. So that way I can say that I finished it. Because I really do love it, and I want to be able to move the books from my TBR shelf to my regular shelf so they can all sit together and look nice and pretty together. Okay, Brand of Light by Ronnie Kendig. This is book 1 in the Droseren saga. It is like a sci-fi fantasy, I think. There's a price on her head, and it has everything to do with the brand on her arm. Tertian Space Coalition has blessed every planet in the quadrants with high technology save one, Drosero. But in spite of their tenuous treaty with the ruling clans, TSC has plans for the backward planet, and they're not alone. After a forbidden explosion, Kersey awakens in a derelict shuttle, alone, injured, and ignorant of the forbidden technology that has swept her into a nightmare. The brand she's borne since childhood burns mysteriously, but the pain is nothing to that when she learns that her family is dead. Oh no! And she's accused of their murders! Can you tell I haven't read the blurb for this book? I hardly ever read blurbs because I just see marketing and stuff on Instagram and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to read that. And I feel like if I read the blurb, I'm going to get spoiled. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of that. Wow, that sounds really good. No wonder it's on this list. Okay, the next book is Echo Nova by Clint Hall. And I have read the blurb for this one, and I really, really want to read this one. Okay, Dash is about to become the biggest star in history. As a poor teenager living in the dregs, Dash can only escape his dismal reality by competing in illegal rooftop races and staying up late to watch the time net with his younger brother. When there is an opportunity to participate in a competition set thousands of years in the past, time travel, people, he uses his rooftop racer skills to catch the eye of the head of the entertainment for the massive Dominus Corporation. It is the chance of a lifetime when Dominus Corp hires Dash to be a time star, the focus of his own series in which he must survive some of the most dangerous periods in history, including the Cretaceous period, feudal Japan, the Wild West, and the golden age of piracy. But when empathy for the people of the past conflicts with the desires of his new employer, he must decide whether the price of fame is worth it, a decision that may cost him everything. See, it sounds really good. And I'm really getting more into sci-fi now. So it sounds really good, you guys. I really, really am excited about that. Excited about that one. The next book on my list is Illuminary by Chawna Schroeder. Chawna. I think it's Chawna. It's like a fantasy retelling of A Little Princess, I think, with like India vibes. Because all of the names sound very. I'm pretty sure. We'll have to see. I don't want to read the blurb because, it says she she dreams of becoming an illuminator in a country that values art above all else, a goal that finally seems within reach when she earns a position at the prestigious Academy of Seven Arts. She doesn't want to leave her quiet country life, but she travels to the capital anyway, determined to live up to her mother's fame as one of the greatest artists in the country. And then there's a prince, and his father dies, and he doesn't want to be king, but he's thrust into the middle of coronation preparations and assassination attempts. And he decides to hide in the neighboring city until the time for him to be crowned king arrives. So that's how they meet. They're in the same city, and he is a prince in disguise. Ooh, that sounds really good. Okay, so that one is going to be really, really good. Wishing Stars. This is the first book in the Agape Bearer series by Hannah Lindsey. This book is going to be really, really good. There's several people that I follow on Instagram who have loved this series, and I've been wanting to start it forever, but I just haven't yet. I don't know why. I just keep putting it off because there's more books to read. That's my problem. This book is about Lisa, and she is, I think this book starts when she's an 8th grader. Is from New Jersey, but she happens upon a shooting star that isn't merely space debris but magic. And this leads her to a whole new way of life where she learns that she has the most powerful magic in all 4 galaxies, a power that the Guardians have waited 120 years for, and they are not too thrilled about it. It sounds really, really good. And the author does all her own art for the series. She's an artist as well. And her illustrations are always just so gorgeous. And so I'm just like, I need to read this book so I can like get the full context behind all these illustrations because they're so pretty. And her marketing is just so good. So I'm really excited to start that series. To Bind Fire by D.E. Carlson. This is book 1 in the Empire and Ash and Song. No wonder it wasn't sounding right. Series. This book is about Iris, and she has some kind of fire power, I think. I started this book a long time ago, but I just wasn't in the right mood for it, so I had to put it down, and I haven't picked it back up yet. I kind of want to listen to the audiobook because the narrator's like really, really good. Because of her, the world is dying, but there is hope for them all if she can face her deepest fear, if she can master fire. It's perfect for fans of the faith themes of Chronicles of Narnia, the powerful writing style of A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I haven't read, and the clean, sweet romance of Caraval. And it's no spice. It is no spice, even though it's compared to A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's no spice. So that sounds really good. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for all of these, and like reading these off to you guys is getting me even more excited. The next book is Breath of Bones. This is book 1 in the Clockwork Chronicles trilogy. Book 3 is actually coming out this summer, so it will be complete sometime this summer. This is another World War II. It's like historical fantasy. That's what it is. When darkness falls, a new guardian emerges. Katerina has always aspired to walk in her father's footsteps as a respected journalist, and the Second World War presents a unique opportunity for her to prove her worth to the world. Katerina and Yosef work to protect the innocent and end the evil that plagues their world. Yet in their quest to save the Jewish people, have they inadvertently created a new danger? Could the very entity they had forged to protect become their greatest enemy? So that sounds really good. And the covers for all 3 of these books are just so cool. It's like steampunk historical fantasy, and I am really excited to get into the series. The next book is Where Darkness Cannot Follow by A.M. Dalen. This is actually her debut novel, and I have read These Held Binds and A Curse Upon Tides, and I absolutely loved them. I love her characters. I love her writing. I love everything about her books. So this is her debut novel. I need to read it. She is actually running a Kickstarter. By the time I put this out, it'll probably be over. But a Kickstarter for her next novel coming out, Eventide, which the more she talks about it, the more I see about it, the more I'm like, this book is going to absolutely destroy me and break my heart. But it's fine because it's A.M. Dalen and we love her, even though we never know for sure if the characters are going to make it out alive. We never know for sure. I can't say that about many authors that I know and follow along, but she is one of them that I am never certain that the main characters will not die. I can never be sure because she loves to break our hearts, but it's okay. We still love her anyways. The next book on this list is Resistance by J.L. Knight. This is book 1 of the Ilion Chronicles. I think there's 5 or 6 books. I have been eyeing this series for a while. Lots of people that I follow on Instagram and YouTube love it, recommend it, all the things. I read Alliance Bride by J.L. Knight, and after I finished that, I was like, okay, I have to read the rest of her books because I loved this. I know they're not quite the same vibe, but they're still like medieval, non-magical fantasy, and so I was like, we have to read these. And most of you probably have heard about this book by now or have read it, so I'm not going to read the blurb, but it's like got a lot of Christian allegory in it, and it sounds really, really good, so I'm really excited to read that book. I'll probably read the whole series, honestly. So I'm excited for that series. The next book on the list is The Songbird by Carrie Cotton. This is book 5 in the Huntress series. I don't want to say too much about it because it might give away book spoilers from previous books. All you need to know is it's book 5 in the Huntress series, and I love the Huntress series, you guys. It is one of my all-time favorite series ever. I actually have this book as an ARC copy. It's probably going to make me cry. We'll see. All the other books have made me cry the first time I read them, so we'll have to see about this one. But it's book 5. It can be read as a standalone, so I guess I can read the description. Tove, her name is Tove, is willing to do anything for the shield maiden who redeemed her from slavery, even enter into a marriage alliance with a near stranger. But soon she finds herself homesick and heartbroken in her new village, and alone, except for a little slave girl whose sorrows Tove understands well. Dark forces are at work around her, including a mysterious army sweeping through the land, looking to rid every village of those who follow the Christ. The one man willing to help Tove is the last person she has reason to trust. Garrett the Grimheart flaunts the most feared name on the Northern Sea, created one battle at a time, in a desperate grasp at honor and atonement. But even after he abandons piracy, his attempts to live a new life result in havoc. When he loses the child who means more to them than any treasure, his sole purpose becomes her rescue. Will the woman he knows only as the songbird help him save the child, or will Garrett end up destroying her life as well? Can the simple melody of truth break through their sorrows and save the Northlands before it's too late? See, I already know it's going to make me cry. It just sounds so good. So, if that sounds interesting to you, you can read it. It comes out, I think, what does this say? I think it's coming out in April. Yes, April 2nd. If you want to read that, you're going to have to wait till April. There's also 4 other books, though. And they're all amazing. So, I would highly recommend all 4 of those books. Okay, we only have 4 more. So, As Sure as the Sea by Jamie Ogle is the next one on the list. This is, I think, okay, it's not technically biblical fiction because it's not about a biblical event, but it's after Jesus died. That's the time period. And Diocletian is persecuting the Christians in the Roman Empire in AD 310. It's about Christians being persecuted and going undercover, and I'm not quite sure. I saw somebody say this was a like Saint Nicholas story, which would make sense because her debut novel was Saint Valentine. So I think it actually is a Saint Nicholas story, actually, because I read that and the main guy's name is Nicholas. So I think it's Saint Nicholas. So that will be really, really good. Really excited about that one. I have had that one on my shelves for way too long. I've had it since it released last year, and I loved Of Love and Treason. So I really, really want to get to that one soon. The French Kitchen by Christy Cambron. I have discovered I really actually really love Christy Cambron's writing style, and all the books I've read by her, I'm just like, I love this. So this one is about Paris in the aftermath of World War II. She uses the skills she learned in French kitchens during the war to bring long held secrets to light. And then in Paris 1952, this other woman living in Paris signs up for a cookery class taught by an American chef with an indomitable wit and decidedly French airs, an instructor by the name of Julia Child. So this is about Julia Child. I don't really want to say more than that. It's a long blurb, so I don't really want to read the whole thing because I don't want to get spoiled, but that one should be pretty good. The second to last one is Heart of the Glen by Jennifer Dybel. I've had this book on my list since it came out in January of 2025. I've owned it because I pre-ordered it. I've owned it since then, and I still haven't read it. And it is about Tricia. When she arrives to start her job as a new housemaid at a castle, she is dismayed to learn that the lord of the house passed away a week prior. Already running from the tragedy that claimed the lives of her family members, Saoirse wanders the road through the darkening glen with nowhere to go until Eileen McCready offers her a lift and a place to stay for the night. Eileen's brother, sheep farmer and weaver Owen McCready, is known for his intricate and impeccably woven tweed. But when he's injured, his entire livelihood is endangered. A new and distracting mouth to feed adds fuel to the fire, and Owen struggles to keep his family afloat. Owen is hesitant to accept aid from this strange young woman, no matter how inexplicably magnetic he finds her, but Saoirse is not one to give up easily. She's determined to convince the McCreadys that they need her, perhaps as much as she needs them. It sounds really good, and it's set in Ireland, I think. So that makes it even better. And then the last book in this list is The Thief of Lanwin Manor by Sara E. Ladd. It says this is book 2 in her Cornwall series, which I think I have book 1, so I might end up reading book 1 first just to make sure I don't miss anything. But it's a Regency. It sounds really good. Julia knows Matthew Blake, copper mine owner and very eligible bachelor, is the gentleman she should set her eyes upon. But why can't she steal her gaze away from his younger brother, Isaac? Cornwall, England, 1818. Julia needs a diversion to mend her broken heart, so when her cousin invites her to Lanwin Manor, Julia eagerly accepts. The manor is located at the heart of Cornwall's mining industry, and as a guest, Julia is swept into its intricate world. It's not long, though, before she realizes that something dark lurks within the home's ancient halls. So that sounds really good. As someone who likes Poldark because of the vibes, not because of all the content, I don't watch it anymore, but I loved like all the Cornwall mining town vibes and the lord of the house, and he's the mine, you know, owner of the mine. I loved that part of it, and so that sounds like something that's totally right up my alley. So I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Plus, the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I just love the colors on her dress. I just think it's so pretty. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please comment down below if you want to read any of these, if you have read any of them, or what books you have on your list for 2026. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and make sure to click the bell so that YouTube notifies you when I post a new video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!